And welcome everybody to a new episode of Flower Circus Talks. Today we have a friend of the show, a friend of Flower Circus, in our Flower Circus Talks, because there's a lot of things going on in Holland. We all thought we had it already with COVID, we had enough problems, but something else came along as well, something with gas prices. And I want to invite Wouter Duijvesteijn from Beyond Chrysant into the live stream, because we have a lot to discuss about gas prices, what's going on in Holland, sustainability as well. So let's quickly get him into the live stream.
Hi, Sean.
And there he is. Wouter, welcome.
Hi, Sean.
So how are you, first of all?
Fine, thank you.
Smiling as always. That's the most important thing.
I was a little bit laughing because you tell me that you want to know everything about Holland, but I put the camera to the back. Because I don't want to show you our nice weather. It's rainy. It's not so nice outside now.
Okay, it's typical Dutch weather.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Wouter, we call once in a while, and there was some panic in Holland, or maybe there's still some panic in Holland about the gas prices. Can you tell us a little bit more? Of course, we hear about it, that gas prices are rising, but how does it affect you? And just explain me a bit more about it.
Oh, this is just heavy question. Just starting the show, Sean. I'm used to having some jokes, but this is a serious subject.
Yeah, we go right into it.
Going right into it. Okay. I think it's now already like 3 months ago that we were surprised by rising gas prices.
Yeah.
People tell it's reaction on COVID situation. Demand supply is not correct. In Holland, we are really lucky with our own gas, and our government decided to quit this production a few years ago. So it's lowering and lowering.
Yeah.
Now I think it's come to a stop, or still stand. I'm not so sure how much yet, but. We need to import gas now, and we were used to having normal energy prices, and this year it just started to be crazy.
I will just show a little schedule here to show the people what's going on from January 2015 and the big peak. I mean, if you have shares or you have bitcoins, you would love to see this, but I think if you need some gas, you don't want to see this.
No, I only think when you compare it to bitcoins or something, that I hope they have every time they have this peak and then they collapse again. So I am waiting for this moment
for the gas prices to have the same as the Bitcoin.
Yeah. I think it's affecting our business at the moment, and because gas price, energy is a big part of our cost price, and. We a lot of people dealing with the long-term pricing, sales, and when your cost price is rising by 40, 50, 60%, it's something.
Wow.
Normally our energy cost price is like 20 to 40% of product price, and this is not only gas, it is also electricity, and it's also like carbon dioxide what we buy. Mm-hmm. Normal people, they say it's all affecting our environment, but in the greenhouses like us, we use this carbon dioxide and we pay for this. Okay. And also all around this energy is starting to be more and more high in cost. And gas prices for heating of your greenhouse a problem, but in our type of business, when we produce year-round, it's important what is price of electricity also.
Okay.
And in a lot of countries, you have other types of fuel what is used to make electricity. But in Holland, electricity price mainly is based on gas price, because a lot of gas is used for making electricity. And this is where it starts to hit us, because gas price, of course, getting up. We also buy also like 70% of the gas what we need.
Yeah.
The electricity price is going up so dramatically that it's really affecting cost price.
Yeah, but can you explain a little bit more? You tell me you're doing 70% somebody started drilling here.
Maybe to gas.
Yeah, that should be an option. I hope he stops soon because they don't get paid enough here to work a whole hour. You said we buy 70% of gas, but of course you need buy 100% of gas, but 70% you buy on long term, or how does that work?
Yeah, it's this is as business grow more professional. We started to be also more professional in buying gas and electricity on the long term. So what we do in my company, but it's in every company it can be different. But our mission or our strategy will be like we buy every time when we think price is great. Okay, we buy like 10% for all next year, but also maybe for year after this year, and so we buy ahead from this year already for maybe 2024, 25. And then every time we buy 10%, so we can have like 100% coverage, but also like 60, 50%. And sometimes we even play with this. So we buy and we sell just to make sure our cost price of energy will be as low as possible.
And it is where you spread the risk as well, of course, for these enormous peaks. I mean, I think nobody has foreseen this enormous peak. Otherwise, you should have covered 100%.
Yeah, that's true. And this is making a little bit panic in our business. Also, you see that after this COVID situation, demand and supply is not in balance anymore with a lot of things like logistics, containers, but also with things like gas. And but now also with flowers. Flower supply all around the world is not in balance anymore. So what we see is that we get really, really high prices on auction at the moment. When people start complaining to me about this price of expensive flowers, I tell them, don't be afraid. I will be not as rich as you maybe think because I already pre-sell like 50%. So I also lose some money. But yeah, in the end, it's all part of the deal. Yeah, we are doing serious business all together. But what happened now is, I think, more of a situation in political way, not something what will be structural problem.
Okay. So, but what you're also saying is you covered for 70% or more or less 70%. There can be growers that are covered for 90 or maybe even 100%, which will probably, on the long run, they will be affected, but not for now, not for this year. But do you think, are there also growers who haven't covered at all the gas price on a long term or just a small bit?
Yeah, and this is what I hear, for example, a few days ago as well, that I hear one grower of chrysanthemum just stop growing because he's saying that it's not covering cost anymore to produce chrysanthemums in winter. So he put like 50% of his plantation down. And this is something what we will hear more and more. Till now, it's quite because actually for flowering business, last year was not so bad actually. But what's happening now is that costs are rising so extremely fast. Yeah. It's not only gas; it's like for your cotton, for your plastics, for your employees is going to be there. Peat. I already received. I make contract for like 2 years, and then this company they just tell me, yeah, we have, and then this, like advocate talk, they send me letter, and it's not only normally we put price up. Yeah. I know we have a deal for 2 years, but it's like
special situation
in Holland, and this force majeure means something like, I'm not a specialist in this, but it means that you're sorry, but this is the contract. Good luck, but this will be your new price, and this is affecting everybody now. So, price of flowers is quite high, and I'm not so sure what happens. I'm waiting for the moment that market will be in more balance.
Yeah. I think we're all hoping for that. All the markets, from the supply part as well, from the gas prices. I mean, it's impossible now to say that all chrysanthemum growers or all growers in Europe or in Holland are making money, especially if they haven't covered their gas prices. I mean, that makes a huge difference where the margins are already very small. And with those gas prices, I mean, they will just disappear. They will go the wrong way. And maybe somebody had made a lot of money during the period during COVID because prices were quite high. But I think you will lose the money you made within a month.
It's so stupid to say, but one company can make like a fortune, and the other company can lose his existence.
Yeah.
And this is the situation that we are in at the moment. What we are trying to do is and I'm actually quite happy that I sold too much already in advance. It's maybe stupid to say, but what I'm doing, I was checking what I was working with a lot of my fixed customers.
Yeah.
What I can do now, I can help them survive these difficult times. And I hope they will be there for me as well when this situation is changed. And yeah, I think this will be the way to work, because we need to do this together. We are a flower industry. It's actually big industry, but it's also quite small. Not so much people working there involved. And this is what feels good with me. This is how we as Beyond want to work.
Yeah, and you are always as Beyond. I mean, you're together with your brother. Let's get a picture of him as well. Here you're together in the greenhouse. So together with your brother Martijn, you're running the business. You always come with solutions. You always come up with new things. I mean, of course, pre-cooling was there maybe already 30 years ago, or maybe 40 years ago. Everybody forgot about it, and you picked it up again. What are you doing now? I mean, you have invested quite a lot of money the last 2 years with LED lighting.
Yeah, actually, what we were doing, maybe it's stupid to say, but me and my brother 3 years ago, we preparing for Crisis. Something in our system told us that Crisis was going to start. And actually, I can tell you now, we were quite wrong.
Yeah.
It was not, and but another crisis come. This is COVID crisis, and I think this prevented us from crisis because COVID made all world change, all go back to normal again. Everybody stick to what they have, do what they know, and flowers is one of the things. When you cannot cuddle each other or hug each other, then you need something which expresses your emotions. And I think flower and flower industry, they make some profit out of this.
Yeah, people really start to see flowers again, or get back into flowers again, get interested in flowers. So that's the real nice thing. I mean, that helped us a lot. I mean, a whole new generation started buying flowers. So that's something we wanted for many, many years, looking how we could do it. But finally, they start buying flowers and appreciate them as well.
Yeah.
So that's really good. But yeah, you were preparing for a crisis. There was a crisis, but not the one you expected.
Now, what we did actually is quite stupid. A lot of growers, they start growing and bigger and bigger and bigger. And what we did, we had actually quite big company. And actually, we are still quite big company. But what we do, we downgraded. We downgraded production.
Yeah.
Invested all for one thing. We have main focus on florists. And this focus, we make like 10 times more. So what we do, we give them the best possible chrysanthemum for them. So we know what they need. We know florists need the best flowers because they want to accelerate when they next to a supermarket. They want to sell 10 times better flowers. They want to. They don't want to throw away expensive flowers. They want, if they buy 100 stems, they want 100 stems. And what we managed to do, is to combine all of these good things. In the end, we have now flowers. They don't have waste anymore. I don't hear complaints. When they buy 100 stems, they get 100 stems. It's not normal, maybe stupid to say, but it's actually not normal in our industry that people get what they pay for. People pay for something and they never get. They will not be delivered. And this is what we make, where we make the big change. And we're investing for this a lot.
Yeah.
Really a lot. And I don't tell that it's making our business more profitable, but we are preparing for future. And when smart florists are starting to be our fixed customers actually. Also wholesalers, they just start to see and understand that maybe margins working with us is a little bit smaller, but for sure. So they will not lose money anymore. And this is actually, I think it's starting to work actually.
Yeah, you did a lot of investments, not only in the greenhouse, but also in the packing area. In the greenhouse, you have some LED lighting there. You didn't replace the normal lights like they are in the greenhouse, but you put some lights extra there.
Yeah, we upscaled actually so much that we had only 2 months in a year that we are not 100% sure about quality. Sean, I can tell you, I can promise you. Oh yeah, it's perfect now. We will never find no good quality anymore.
No.
And this is so nice. And what we do also is we see that all of our flowers are not all perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what we do, we check every flower. All flowers are what we sell through Beyond or whatever. And it's always good. Even in my plantation, sometimes flowers are not as good as we think. So sometimes our production go lower because our percentage of Beyond is lower.
Yeah.
So it's every day the same.
Yeah, I mean, and then maybe you need to explain. It's you got not only Beyond as a brand, but you have 2 other brands as well.
It's quite interesting that you tell me, because I was actually planning already to speak with you about this. It's actually quite popular at the moment. Our second brand is approved, and we think our second quality, maybe you think it's not the good quality, it's not right, it's a different quality. This quality is actually not designed for being the best of the best of the best, but this quality succeeded in 5 the same stems. It's reliable, it's good on the vase life, it's every day the same. So it's an average Chrysant without any how do you tell this? This is a word in English I cannot maybe reproduce, but it's you get what you think what you're getting, and maybe more. And what we always see is that sustainability will be more and more, and we do so much for the sustainability, but we can never show.
That was actually my next question. I mean, you talk a lot with florists. I mean, you're part of Flora Fundamentals. You got the designers over sometimes as well, if it's possible, talking with them. And sustainability obviously is a big thing as well amongst florists. I mean, for sure, they need 100 stems. They need 100 good stems. But the next question is, okay, but what about the sustainability?
Maybe if I can be so, I don't know how much time I have in your show, Sean, because I know that you're always pushing me to tell as much as possible. But maybe go a little bit back 60 years ago in the Westland. Why actually greenhouses exist in this area, specifically in the world? And I can tell you the truth directly. This is really the best area in the world to produce Chrysants. And a lot of different kind of flowers as well. And people,
why?
And that's extra interesting question actually. Why? Because greenhouses are invented by people in this area for one reason. Greenhouses can make sure you fully control in quality. Because what happens? Like year-round, average temperature in Holland is like 15 degrees. My flowers need like 90 or 20 degrees average. So this is I need to a little bit jump. You still see me?
This is how you keep your stuff moving.
But greenhouses actually is like big solar collector. 10 months of the year, we have 9 months of the year, we have no issue with energy. We have sun, we have heating from out. The sun heats our product. We grow with our product. Only thing what we need is 3 months in a year. We have not the perfect circumstances. We have not enough sun, so we use artificial light. We have not enough heat, so we need some gas. So only for this 3 months, 4 months in the year, we need additional energy.
Yeah.
But also, what we do now, this 3-4 months the quality was a little bit lower in Holland. But now, when we changed with this lighting system, and we have everything to make sure that summer conditions are here year round, and this is perfect. So for long term, this will be the ideal spot to produce using the least energy, least water, least nutrients, least carbon dioxide. So it's perfect.
Yeah.
And that made me think about how to tell this story, because nobody know about this.
I mean, that's a great story. I mean, that's why you choose the area. You're really close to the sea. I mean, if you throw one bunch of chrysanthemums out of the greenhouse, it will land on the boat on the ferry to England. So this is really how close you are to the sea. And I think people will all know that the closer to the sea, the more sun you have, unless you're in Norway, because then it's raining all the time. But if your land is flat, then you have more sun hours. So that's really cool. But in terms of sustainability, you're doing a lot. I mean, let's start with the young plants. You root them yourself.
Correct. We see that when we, for example, you make the little plants, you need so much trucks to every day bring these little plants to your company. It needs like one big truck every day, one all full day working for you to bring these little plants to you, from the breeder or the grow of the little plants to your company.
Yeah.
And drive with empty plastic containers back to their nursery. And it's so cost inefficient, but it's also not only cost inefficient, but it's also not durable, because you need a lot of gasoline, machines for traveling. Stupid. So what we do now, we have only 1 or 2 trucks every month for bringing peat. We have every 2-3 days fresh little cuttings bought by little small trolley cars.
Yeah.
Not so much. And then we just grow them ourselves. And what we do, we never put them in cooling. We just produce. We know already, this area, we will harvest this area in 2 weeks. So we will start producing 2 weeks ahead. We make these little plants, and 2 weeks later, we just take them down. They will never have one moment in cooler. And cooler just makes them stop growing. It will make them a little bit sick. So what we do, they start growing in this company, and they keep on growing. So we have not differences in the size. They are more healthy. So this is the first step.
So you don't stop. Yeah, you don't stop the growing for a minute, and then you need more energy to start them up again as well.
Yeah, and we don't need extra energy, because as we just built our greenhouse on top of our shed, where we process our flowers. So all this sun falling on this shed, we don't lose, because we just put this energy in the little plants. So we will use all sun year round to put in the little plants. So we don't lose nothing. It's quite actually, it's a quite nice system actually. Everybody is welcome to see it.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully we can travel soon again freely, so we can. I mean, I know how passionate you can talk about your flowers, especially when you're in the greenhouse. So, I mean, that's really cool. Growing them, the young plants, the peat is already a different type of peat, so you're using less peat actually. So that's already a big advantage.
Did I tell you one time this story about the peat? When we started this company, we wanted to be better and more. Look, the name Beyond is not for nothing. Yeah, this name was not invented or thought by me, but with our employees. We just go with all of our employees to the lighthouse. We sit in the top there drinking coffee, and then we say, "Okay, guys, what are we wanting to do? We want to be the most innovative, one step ahead grower of chrysanthemums in the Holland, in the entire world. What will be our name?" So we think about 100 names, and Beyond was the most likely to win, because it's just fits all what we are standing for. And it all starts with the little plants. To come back to the peat, why we use this peat? One of the suppliers where we work with for delivering our peat, they tell us, look, 40 years ago we had some peat, and it's really important for growing plants to have the right mixture in between air and water. So peat needs not only to consist of water but also air. So the peat cannot be too compressed.
Yeah.
But it needs to be really hard, like a stone, to be handled by my planting robot. So 20 years ago, they throw all this quality to the container and just started selling, in my opinion, shit. It's just growing the little plants on the shit. Maybe, excuse me, I'm not sure if you can still broadcast when I'm using this kind of words.
They haven't kicked us out yet, so we're okay.
But look, this supplier tell me, look, you pay 25% more for this peat, and I give you 2 times better peat quality, but also invest in special machines and a lot of things around it. So we do this, and we really needed to pay 25% more. And then after 1 year, my brother come to me and say, Wouter, actually quite stupid. We had in our budget, we had some money.
Yeah.
At the end of the year, we didn't pay any penny extra. And they say, hey, how it's possible? Because we need the speed. We needed to pay 25% extra.
Yeah.
But afterwards, we start thinking, if we have 25% more air inside the speed, we use just 25% less. So what happened? Better quality, better peat, and the same cost. Brilliant. And this is also durability, making sure we use less from earth, we use less resources, and in the end have better qualities. And this is actually only the start of our company. And this is what we try. Sometimes my brother and I, we just sit together and we discuss these stupid things. And we find, hey, maybe this is a good idea. And it sounds quite stupid, but it's working. It's working. Also with this pre-cooling.
Yeah.
10 years ago, 15 years ago, everybody in, for example, Colombia, Kenya, everybody in Holland thinks, we are the best, we know everything. And of course, in Holland are a lot of good growers. We have a lot of technology. But in the rest of the world, a lot of not so much stupid people are also there because they're smart. They think they have different problems. So they have different solutions for their problems. And we can learn from them. And what they do, they have just controlled chains with cool.
Yeah.
So I say, wow, how can we not have this kind of change in our so set, perfect environment? So we introduce this and we do a lot of research, and now we know how to do it. Just cool our flowers, making the chain cool, and giving the best possible quality to your end customer. And it's just working. But to be honest, it took 2-3 years because everybody was fighting me and telling stupid stories about pre-cooling. It's not working, it's damaging flowers, blah, blah, blah. Actually, 1 year ago, one exporting person called me. He told me, Wouter, I want your flowers, but I don't want them pre-cooled. I say, what? Are you serious? But probably they are working with my colleagues in Holland, and they just make this story that pre-cooling is not good. So I say directly to this guy, sorry, if you want my flowers, I can only give you pre-cooled. If you don't want, no problem. Feel free to buy somewhere else.
Yeah.
And he buy, and I never hear nothing about this. But it's stupid because it's so simple, it's working.
I think the best ideas sometimes are simple ideas.
Yeah.
So I mean, we're talking about sustainability. We talked about the start, but also, I mean, once you have harvested in the morning, in the afternoon they're already doing the soil again and even planting. So you also use 100% of your greenhouse all the time as well. So that's also something, sustainability. Just you're not heating the greenhouse for nothing.
Yeah, this is one of the parts. We are trying to work really efficient. And it's small things, but I actually don't know how much time you can broadcast, but if you want, we can talk about this issue all day. and maybe interesting for you. You can decide yourself. You're still here, Sean? Because I don't see you moving anymore. It looks like photo. Are you there? Sean? Sean, I don't see you moving anymore. Is this my problem or yours?
And we're back again.
I just wanted to tell something needs to go wrong when we do this show together. Did you remember first show?
Yeah, I remember it.
You told me go in your greenhouse and tell me something about your greenhouse.
Yeah, I think the guy drilling hit something. So the internet was lost, but we're back again, luckily. And I even lost track of where we were. You were telling about the pre-cooling, and then we continued about
sustainability. And I was asking you, can you tell me how much time your show will last? Because I can tell you so much more things. But maybe just skip all of the. Maybe we can do it another time. But maybe
I want to
working at the moment. Maybe it's more interesting now. What I'm working on now. Maybe this is something that you want.
No, I think I want to. There are a couple of things that you did last year after our first interview. You introduced boxes without any print. I mean, this is what I think it is a genius idea. Ink is also not sustainable. So
100% coating less.
Yeah. I mean, also the coating. It looks beautiful, of course, with all the colors. But I mean, this says it all. It says the name. You know that there's top quality in it. So this, I think, is already all the small steps together make it really work. And also the way you get your boxes, by the way, again, less transport because you're folding your boxes yourself. You got the Dutch champion folding boxes.
Yeah, he's our best, Rudy.
You can see he's really quick.
Yeah, when you make a movie of him, he's even quicker, but he's the best.
Okay.
Sure.
You should put a camera on him so he's really fast all day long.
No. I'm too happy with this guy. I want to have him for like another 40 years.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So all those things are really adding up, I think, to your sustainability goals that you have made as Beyond Chrysant. We haven't discussed it yet, but you have a sorting machine. That's why you can guarantee 100 stems and 100% perfect stems. That sorting machine made a bit of noise. And you came up with a special wall to get rid of the noise.
Yeah, some people tell me it's ugly, but actually, maybe to go a little bit back before we start to speak about this wall. Our strongest belief is that we, in 10 years from now, society will not accept us to make waste, to clean your own rubbish, and to reuse what's possible, whatever possible. Because I think this earth already damaged too much. And that's why we start our journey looking for a way to deal with our waste. And we find somebody even more crazy than us. And he tells us, hey, but there's a lot of fibers inside in this chrysanthemum. So what we do, we send a few of our flowers to a laboratorium. We check what is inside leaves, in stems, in flowers, and actually we find out quite interesting things. Did you know, Sean, that fibers are inside flowers where you can make paper? Did you know?
Yeah, I know because we've been handing out brochures with chrysanthemum paper, so they've been used as paper. So that's really cool.
But also in the flowers themselves is a special type of oil.
Okay.
And I don't know, but you can use it in your bath as well. It's like a high quality of oil, and with but I don't know especially. I'm not the guy who's going to bath with all this beauty products, but it's in our flowers. I type this special inside. Yeah, how do you call this type of oil also?
Yeah.
And it's a lot of interesting things inside. So what we are doing now, we have been doing some tests. We have made some paper from
Yeah.
our fibers. This is what you told me about this. Yeah, it's the paper. It's a little bit more powerful than normal.
Yeah. But if you have it in your hands and you look closely, you can see even the fibers of the chrysanthemum still in there. So that's something really cool.
Yeah, that's true. And we make also for our Beyond. We make the game. Everybody know about this game. You can play it really eco-friendly digitally on the website. So you just find the beyondchrysant.nl and then you can play it by 4 people or against the computer.
Yeah.
Also, what we do, we think we can do it one time maybe on paper also, because this paper is also durable. It's also from our Chrysant.
So that's also made out of the chrysanthemum paper, this game.
Also made out of the chrysanthemum paper. And the nice thing, you don't need any plastic, because, for example, you see here, this side, you can cut it yourself. So you don't need the plastic dice, or you just use whatever is inside this paper. So throw this inside. We have forest next to our company.
Yeah.
Throw it outside. In 1 year, you will not find nothing anymore. And this is what we like. This is also the same with this wall inside this greenhouse. What we use against noise and against it's actually this is strong against fire. It's strong against noise. It's actually quite strong to build with. And we just do some tests. We had some fibers from the chrysanthemum, and in our greenhouse we cooked it with our cooking machine when we cook our ground one time a year.
Yeah.
And we entered it with mycelium. And this mycelium just grow in between the fibers.
Yeah.
And it will be really strong when you, in the end, okay, you see the ribbons on the top, and when you dry it, it's really strong. It's something like the same material what you can use in ceilings. It's light, it's strong, it's protecting against fire. It's actually quite nice material. But also, when you throw it outside, when you do it with the ceiling, it will be there for ages. Maybe 100 years later, you will still see the ceiling. But when you use this material, it will be fully composted in 1 year or 2 years. So you will never find it back. No anything what harms nature. And this is quite nice, actually.
I mean, this is really cool. Just you need to build something around the machine to protect your people as well from a lot of noise, and build it in such a environmental friendly way with new ways and with your own products as well. That's, I mean, people might not like it, but I mean the story with it, and I like it even without story, but with the story makes it even better. So
we go with some people from our company to some other growers just to check and see what's happening, and they come back and they say, "Wow, I'm so happy to work with you." I say, "Why?" Because I'm not always nice. Yeah, maybe I look nice for you, but I'm not always nice because look, we have really high standard, and then you can imagine that it's not always easy to work with me because I'm not satisfied with moderate. I want the best, and it's the same with my employees. But they tell me, "Wow, we think about this. We have nice radio. We have good environment to work. We have good material to work with, strong boxes, because all fits together." And I was really happy that they see also, because for one day I didn't feel like a bad manager. And then everybody's working together to build something product like Beyond, because in my opinion, it's not possible to do it alone.
No, not at all. And I think people are very happy to work for you, but the way you treat them, of course, you're demanding a high standard of work because you want to deliver the best quality flowers. But you appreciate the people as well, and that's really important. Next thing, actually, packaging. You sent me a picture, I think yesterday, with a new package of approved. Can you tell me about this one?
Maybe give me your first opinion about this.
It's packaging. It should work to protect the flowers. I like it personally, how it looks. I think it feels different. By the look, I already see that it's not as shiny as normal flower packaging is. I like it. I like the clean look, like with your boxes with the big A on it for approved. I like it.
The story about this, yeah, we tested so much packaging. We tested paper. We put it in the box for 3 weeks, but it doesn't work because it dehydrates your flowers. It will not show off when it's out of there. And then in the end, they tell packaging from paper will be needing 5 times more water than when you use plastics. And then I think, yeah. In the end, after a lot of big research, we see that plastic is actually really difficult to replace. Yeah. But we don't want plastics. So we come up to this idea. Actually, I was really happy to think about this. This idea was about reuse old plastic, because I do the same. I'm too much.
You're also saving with energy with the lights.
A little bit. But if you already have too much plastics in this world, why don't we grab old plastic and reuse it again? Yeah. And this is actually quite the same what we are doing now. We take all of plastics and we reuse it. It's not a few percent reused, recycled. No, it's 100% recycled. And I knew that you are going to ask me this because I sent you this photo, and I have this idea that you'd call me because of this. Look, this is my box with approved. Actually, my old sleeve on top.
Yeah.
Not old. It's actually the sleeve what I use now.
Yeah.
It's nice. But it has some color. It has some ink. It has some. Look, it's not bad, but it's like what we use everywhere. Now you see this box. Just you can watch through it. Yeah. So it's not colored. Maybe this is proof that it's no ink. Look what we have here. Oh, it's only one inside. You can see just my flowers and the plastic. But the plastic consists nothing like.
It's 100% recycled.
And there's 2 sides. It says A. You see, one side A and the other side A.
I mean, it's simple, but like we said before in the show, the best ideas are most of the time the most simple ideas as well.
And this is all the time struggling, because every time me and my brother sit together and say, "Phew!" And now we have every time we make first step. And what will be our next step? Even people are starting asking us, what will be your next step?
Maybe we have to put it the other way around and have a shout out to the people here and say, okay, Beyond and approved want to be more sustainable. Do you have any ideas? Contact Wouter, because now it's going step by step, going the right direction. I mean, every small step is one already. Don't hesitate to make a small step in sustainability, because just do it and the next step will follow. Wouter already came up with so many ideas. Maybe there are people out there looking, having ideas about boxes, about packing materials, about growing, whatever. I mean, the lights already shut down automatically if you're not moving. So that's something that's also helping. Every little bit helps. I mean, and just to minimize the footprint, with growing the Chrysants, and with that, I think I have a beautiful picture that. Let's hope that this will be the only footprint that there will be in the future when growing chrysanthemums. And I think we haven't discussed a lot of things. I mean, for pests and all those things, you're biological growing already. So for you, that's obvious. For me, talking a lot with you, for me, that's also obvious. And I think maybe it's good to invite somebody from Koppert or one of those companies to have a more detailed discussion about growing biological. But that's for another Flower Circus talks. Is there anything we can add, Wouter?
No, I have so much things to tell you, but okay, when you told me about this biological thing, I want to say one thing. 5 years ago, we had a lot of problems all the time with trips.
Yeah.
And there are some animals really suitable for trips, but with one problem. We put all the time this biological pest control against trips.
Yeah, the predators.
With the predators in between our plants. But what happens when they have nothing to eat?
Yeah, they die.
They die from hunger. So what happens when we have this trips, and this is coming really rapidly? It's coming like a high-speed train, and you cannot get rid of this. So what you do? Oh, we have too much trips. We put the predators inside. But after maybe 2, 3, 4, 10 trips a day, they are full. So they cannot eat what is there. So we had to come up with a system that the trips, what we put in the greenhouse, will survive also when we don't have any trips.
Yeah.
And we couldn't find a way. So every time we go back to chemicals. And brilliantly, a few years ago, one guy come up and he say, "Wait, we have a good idea. We bring out these enemies of the trips, but we feed them every week. So we feed 2 times a week the predators against trips, so they will survive. And when trips is coming inside, it's like a beef for them. Yeah. So they will first go to this beef and then eat this food. So the food will be lost, but it's no problem. They first go for trips.
Yeah,
it's quite nice.
It's like with a cat. You have to feed the cat, and then he catches the mouses. And if you don't feed the cat, he doesn't hunt for the mouses as well. So,
this is one of the things. But maybe I stop by now, because otherwise I think your show will be taking a few hours more.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's always nice to talk to you and seeing how enthusiastic you get about growing your flowers, your wonderful white Baltica chrysanthemums, because we haven't even mentioned that which variety you are growing.
It's not interesting, actually.
Yeah, of course it's interesting, but I just wanted to know what's happening in Holland with in terms of gas prices. I think you explained right that it differs from company to company if they're really suffering of the gas prices. In the end, everybody is suffering because the high price, but the amount you already bought on long term, that depends on how difficult it is to survive at the moment, because it's really like this. If you're saying that some companies are stopping because it has no use to grow flowers, even though people might think that the prices are high. Cost price is much higher for especially for some companies. And again, talking about sustainability, you already did so much. Let's hope there are some people out there who can help you even more. And for sure, you will get some ideas for yourself as well, together with your brother. So really cool.
I will be really happy if people are wanting to. We have to do something together. Yeah, it's not only about making money in our business. We have really nice business, and people a lot of time forget. They are so working on making money, and then they are really rich. And at the end of their life, they think, yeah, okay, I'm really rich, and then what you will do with only of this money? And I think it should be also everybody's mission to make something out of this, that we can preserve this earth and make sure we don't lose all of these resources. Because in the end, we just use it. Yeah, we are temporarily in here.
Yeah.
So let's join forces, and I really hope people have good ideas and help us make the next new step.
Yeah, I mean, as a floral industry, we're making the world already more beautiful, but let's also take care of the world together as a floral industry.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Wouter. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Next week, we have Bas de Lare as our guest in the Flower Circus Talks. Really looking forward to that one as well. Hope you will join next week as well. Thanks again, Wouter, for your time, and have a good weekend.
Thank you very much, John.
Bye-bye.
Go well.